Looking live.
Alright, go live. Alright. We're here with the River
Live
Cats.
from the boathouse.
That's right. So we thought we'd let you meet the River Cats. The River Cats is a Moyer Press house band. And, I don't know, is there any astrology in the River Cats?
Not that I know of.
You know all the astrology, come on.
You're an astrologer.
I haven't looked at our astrology that good. I know that Chris and I are super earthy and chill. You want us to, you want us to fight, but we don't.
Yeah.
We could write more songs about astrology.
Yeah,
like a
that'd be
song like
fun.
Gemini Rising.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, I mean, that would make the astrologers happy anyways, but that's not our only crowd. I mean, who is our crowd? What is our genre?
I have no idea what our genre is.
A lot of different feedback, and we don't even know. We just make the music that feels right to us.
Mm-hmm.
Sensitive, progressive housewives.
That's great. Yes.
Okay, well, how did everyone here meet? That's a good question. It's like, how did the River Cats come about?
Well, I think there was a moment where Andy was in trouble. Tony and I saved her or helped, and we decided music was a way to salvation.
Like I was in trouble with the law, or like what? I mean,
I like the way you guys went, at the exact same time.
Pardon me. Here, I'm trying to. Can you help with that? Maybe. We're gonna go live from here too. Oh, there. Let's try that. All right. We got all the ways of.
oh yeah, it won't let you.
You can't turn your phone when you're live. All right. We're learning things. All right. Get
Either way, don't worry about it.
the.
Well, how did you and Scott meet, Michelle?
Oh, well, I moved to Portland, Oregon 6 years ago. And after a year here, I met Scott. We were sitting on a road case at the Keller Auditorium and waiting to be released, nothing to do. I thought he was pretty cute.
Yeah,
And I could tell he was noticing me too, so I sat in his line of sight while he was hanging out with his buddies, and he came over and talked to me.
And
then
then
I
she
invited
asked
him,
me
yeah.
out
Mm-hmm.
to Joe's cellar,
To go play some pool.
and then she invited me back to her apartment,
Uh-huh.
and then
we
she
hung
kissed
out.
me,
Yeah.
Playing
and then
hard to
she
get,
asked
huh?
me to
No,
marry her.
no. I saw what I wanted and I went for it.
Nice.
So you wear
I
the
like
pants?
that story.
Yes.
Most of the time. I mean, he wears pants just because he has to.
But if we want to talk, if we want to talk about how the band,
Utilitarian.
But he does like to borrow my skirt sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah.
No.
if we want to talk about how the band started, it started with after Annie got out of the hospital. We needed something to do. She couldn't work yet, and so we started playing covers, and we nailed some really cool covers, and we had them down. We were like, we got a cover set, and we did a cover show with some activist chick, and then
With Fern?
Yeah. With
Oh, they know Fern because Night Stars with Fern.
Is
Yeah.
Fern an activist chick?
Oh
an
yeah,
activist
she's an
chick.
active.
Yeah.
She's a gorilla
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, she's an active.
I haven't met Fern yet. I've seen her picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Fern.
So we played a show with Fern from Night Stars, and yeah, but that was a COVID outro show. We were trying to
Right.
celebrate the end of COVID, and so that was kind of a show. Well, Fern and I kind of put on that show, and then you guys ended up playing in that show, right?
Well, we played together. We practiced some songs.
Yeah.
We did 3 songs? We did.
What does Fern play?
she
she
sings.
sings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway,
We did River by
We
Leon
did River
Bridges.
by Leon Bridges.
So anyway, we did the cover thing, and I was like, I want original songs. Covers are boring. So Annie and I started just riffing out lyrics, and it started with Night Shift and a few other songs, and then we realized that we really had something going with our original songs. So then Chris came into our lives, and he added so much to the music, having guitar in it, and the music's going to continue to grow with some drum beats and some bass, like, so it's still a fledgling
We've only just
project. Yeah. So I think that was the
And we're a family
creation.
band, you know. This is my sister wife.
Yeah. Well, Scott and I were together for 14 years, so that's how I know Scott. We have a child together, and so we tried to get divorced. Basically, our charts don't really align. He has a Sun Mars conjunction in Leo, and it squares my Uranus.
You used to
and
tell me that our charts we had the best composite chart ever.
we do have a best composite chart ever, but your
The
natal
stars
chart
are
is
blue.
literally
But it's not.
impossible. So
Stars
it's,
are blue. And somebody's just making it up
that
as
was
she
it.
goes.
They're
That's
gaseous.
fine. Yeah,
They're a
that's
little
how it
it's
goes.
a little gaseous.
Yeah.
Well, our composite chart's amazing, which is why every fight we get in, it turns into like beautiful art. So it's like we have a good alchemy. It's just that our natal charts are a little impossible.
It's just that she fights a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I fight a lot. That's actually untrue. I pretty much fight with you a lot.
Yeah, you fight a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you guys want to see a good band fight, maybe you can hang out on this interview a little bit longer.
Yeah, because it's about to come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm about to punch him already. I actually almost punched him right before we went live.
Be
so.
good content.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like Andy's been focusing
It's like getting
on
enough.
wrestling lately, and so here we are being outrageous, maybe. Like
Oh, yeah.
you
That's the
guys,
new
I mean,
thing,
they're
I'm
they're
outrageous.
these two are the
Yeah.
outrageous ones.
Yeah.
We should
We're
have
just
had,
here to support.
we should have had a hidden camera.
Definitely. Oh, I've been having so much fun though, and I had some lyrics ready to go. So we did No Junk.
Mm-hmm.
Put that one out.
Yeah, so I think some people have heard No Junk because we're just starting to splash with No Junk, and it's like, I'm curious for you, Tony, how did you write that song?
I mean, it's had to have been 15 years ago, and how specific do I want to get? My sister's estranged, and the person that came through, anyways, the way that came about affected my life a lot, and it made me feel like, people try to project their shit on you, and then break you down and try to build you back up like they have some say in who you are, and everybody's their own person, and it just doesn't feel right. So that's kind of where that came from. So you can apply it in any way. It could be stuff, it could be emotions, it could any number of things.
Well, that just happened to me last week. I had this really bad week for my chart, and I got in 4 fights in 1 week, and like, I don't mind fights because conflict happens a lot.
Oh,
when
so you fight with other people too?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, so it's not just me.
Yeah, you actually were
You
one of the 4 fights I
four-
got in last week.
4 fights, so I was 1 of 4.
Yeah, that's
All right, well, I'm doing
No,
all
you
right
you
then.
weren't in. We didn't fight that week, so that was not you.
Oh,
No, but
so 4 fights, just somewhere else in
yeah,
the world.
yeah, pretty
So
much.
when you come here and fight with me every band practice, that's just a normal
You're not special.
part of your process.
Just kidding.
Well, no, I don't like fights. In fact, what I was gonna
Do
say
you
is
not
that
really like fights, or do you actually like the fight?
no, I don't like the fights. It's like a CEO of a company. How many fights do they get in a year? I mean, it's different
I
than
think
being
they might
like.
talk calmly.
Well, I don't know. Like, I think if you run I run a crowd of like hundreds of people, and I got in a few fights with. It's hard to explain, but it's like what I would say is, when you're a heavy hitter, sometimes conflict happens. And what I was trying to say was that according to No Junk, this is what's interesting about that song is that like 2 of the people called me a bully when we got in the fights, and it was like I was like, oh, am I a bully? Stop production. I went to talk to my team, and they're like, no, you're not a bully. Like, you've never bullied me. We've never been in a fight in 20 years. Like, people on my team were saying this. But the thing is really that song, No Junk, really reminded me that even if someone calls you a bully, that's their perception of you. Like you can still have your own perception of you. Like
Perception matters,
and
but
yeah, they can say anything they want about you. They can call you a narcissist. They can call you anything they want, but you can also call yourself something else. Sorry.
yeah, no, don't be sorry.
Do you feel like that's what the song's about?
Yes, definitely. I mean, this situation in my life was somebody who really tried to do some witchery on me and tell me what a terrible person I was, and then just cut my sister out of our lives, and it's unfortunate, and I just wasn't having it, so I started writing it and
Was it that woman you told me about?
yeah, it's definitely, and she's 56 years old and still doing it. No, and there was no trauma in our family growing up. I mean, like nothing outrageous. Like, you know, what, we had to move a lot. She didn't move well. I moved it better than her. My chart probably tells that. Like all my Sag and everything, I can.
Well, you were
adapt.
you were an Air Force.
I mean,
brat,
well, that's what I'm saying. Air
so,
Force brat,
They
but
didn't
my
know
sister
that.
didn't
Yeah.
do well in that situation. So
So you guys changed schools a lot.
we moved around a lot, and then she had to move in the middle of her junior year, which was probably one of her biggest traumas. And maybe some of this stuff, like that song, is me like feeling like I'm writing it to her and to the person controlling her, but also for her.
So you didn't just live in Texas,
No, yeah.
Louisiana.
Yeah, Louisiana, Alabama, Oklahoma, North Carolina, Texas, and then my parents are from Montana. So, and you're from Minnesota.
That's true.
Yeah.
So then, Chris,
Ohio, New York. We got a little cultural group here.
Now this guy's
Yeah.
from Manhattan. I don't
From
even
Manhattan.
know. I can't even understand half of the things
We're
he
so
says.
lucky we
Yeah.
got Chris. You
I
guys.
didn't, I didn't learn how to drive till I was 21.
Right.
People don't drive there. It was
No,
until I moved away.
dude. Can you imagine tromping in Manhattan in the '80s when you're a teenager? Oh my God, how
It was
fun!
exciting. It was a lot of
How
fun.
much fun was
you know, it was hard to stay focused.
so Chris, how did you write your part for No Junk? Like, what's your process for writing guitar parts?
Well, like when you guys had already had like sort of an established formula and had written a bunch of songs when I joined. And so I really just tried to write guitar parts, but still stay in the same spirit and same, of the band. And, but, with No Junk, I was pretty much just trying to follow and write like a complementary part to the parts that you're playing on piano. But the one song that we collaborated on and wrote together was a Night Shift. And I thought that was cool that I was able to come up with some chords and then you were able to write some really cool piano parts for it. And then both vocalists, came in and wrote and created a song. But yeah, pretty much my process is just to try and like find out what's appropriate for what's already going on, and I think it's worked out pretty well.
Yeah, like a really good musician said to me once, you have to play to this song. Like,
Exactly.
It's like, that's true. It's like you take your guitar playing and then you add it and then you see what the song wants from you, kind of.
Well, I think what you added to Night Shift, like the D diminished or whatever you guys want to call it. I mean, it just made that song eerie, like you're working the night shift.
It feels
And
like
it was. I really like that song a lot. It's cool.
What's Night Shift about?
Working the night shift, baby. Fighting with your girlfriend when you get home.
No, you don't get to see her.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's even better.
So what was your process for writing Night Shift?
Well, I do a lot of lighting design and audio work, and so work late nights. But I look at those guys when I get off of work and I stop in the Plaid Pantry if it's before 2 and I get a beer I'm looking at that guy. He's gonna have to be there till 7 in the morning. No customers, just by himself, listening to music at the Plaid Pantry, and that's what I was thinking about, like that. Oh, yeah, bad posture.
Yeah,
You're
bad
telling me
posture.
bad
Yeah,
posture.
yeah.
Jesus Christ, women. Anyway, yeah.
So what were you saying?
I don't know. I'm just working on my posture right now.
Oh.
So, but like, what was the process for actually writing the song? I hear what it's about, but like, how did we lay that song down?
You just kept playing the chords over and over, and I kept coming up with lyrics, and then we played it back, and we plucked out the words we liked. And you and I put that thing together after you set up the chord progression.
Yeah, because Chris, that was really your chord progression.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how it got started. But then, like, I think you guys were able to rehearse more often than with me, and you guys were able to write a really cool bridge and sort of expand on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, a lot of our songs, you know, I mean, still kind of in the process. Like, you know, it's still maybe, you know, we're still evolving, but yeah, like, it's just, you know, that's when you put some chords together, and then some, you know, and then people kind of create off of, you know, that, and it evolves into a song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you wrote that chord progression. You were just trying to do something that was like diminished and then major. It was like you're trying to make some bluesy.
Yeah, like I had already really liked that chord, and I'd like written some pieces with it, and I just thought it would be cool to write something with E diminished, because E diminished just has that flavor. Diminished chords just, you know, it's like they're not like minor chords.
It gives feels.
Yeah,
Like a lot of
it's
feeling.
pretty.
How long have you been playing guitar?
Yeah, tell us about you.
Probably like 40 years, believe it or not. As crazy as that is, I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
you're old.
yeah, and I mean, playing it at different levels of intensity. I mean, you know, it's like when I started playing with these guys, hadn't really been in a band in a while, and sort of was like, you know, just playing for my own enjoyment. So it's been great to write songs again and collaborate with other musicians, and it's been cool. I've been playing a lot more, you know, since I teamed up with these guys. So
All right, can you just pick up any guitar and noodle? Like, can you just pick up it? Like, can we see you noodle a little bit?
sure.
I have a little background on Chris. He Berkeley. He went there for piano, and then but he fell in love with the guitar. But he got accepted at Berkeley School of Music. Like, that's pretty amazing. He's an
Wow.
amazing. Yeah.
Maybe we should have him play a guitar and or piano.
Piano. I mean, yeah.
Cats.
But can he play guitar and piano at the same time?
No, you can't play drums and drums and piano at the
We
same
want
time.
Andy to.
That's the new idea, is that I should be playing the drums in the river.
Full
Because I'm like, how?
disclosure, I did not get accepted to Berkeley. I went there in the summer session program, and I was in I actually was in an ensemble class with Maynard Ferguson, who's like
Okay.
a very well-known trumpet player. And I could tell, like, yeah, I was 17 years old.
You were good,
I was not ready for Berkeley. And see, Maynard he was like, dude. And he, like, showed me chords to play, and, like no. I can't know. So it's like, and I met musicians who were, you know, these people were going to be studio musicians, sight read, session players, and that. To make it there, you really have to practice 9 hours a day.
Wow.
People at Berkeley, they get up, they take classes all day, and then they go into the practice room and play hours, and then they go at night to clubs or in
The fact that they were
play all
asking
day
you
long.
to come there potentially is
But-
so amazing. I love it.
Not really in tune.
All right, let's hear some.
But
Let's hear some noodling.
I could noodle.
This is what happens when we try to have band practice. You get a word in edgewise because Chris
Yeah.
noodles the whole time.
But we love it.
Yeah. I like having a little music under the interview.
Yeah,
You know,
it's nice.
it actually.
Anyway.
So good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know. We're very lucky to have you in the band, for sure.
So, what is the instrumentation of the River Cats?
What does that fucking mean?
At the moment, we have a piano, a guitar player, and 2 singers.
Okay, so 2
Little
singers.
harmonica sometimes.
Oh yeah, a little hard. Can you noodle on the harmonica?
Yeah.
So Scott, how long have you been singing?
I don't know. Yesterday?
So what makes you think you can sing?
Because anybody can. They feel it.
Anybody can sing.
How do you feel about your singing on the recordings?
Could be better.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
Well, do you enjoy singing?
I like it. I mean, yeah, feels good.
Okay. You're gonna have to ask me a question if you keep giving me one word answers.
Why are you in this band?
Well, I'm in this band because every time I try to walk away, you guys text me like, so anyway, about practice tomorrow. No, I don't know. Why am I in this band? You know, from a production side of things, it's actually kind of fun to work with newbies because it's like this is actually one of my favorite bands I've ever been in. I've played with lots of different artists in my life, and it's like you guys have the vigor and passion of people who are underexpressed and like it's like you know, a lot of like musicians are too hard on themselves or too particular or too I don't know, like a lot of I don't know, it's like you guys are excited about the band, and that's what's fun for me is you know, people who want to be doing a thing. That's what's fun. A lot of musicians are like autistic and weird and like just like I don't know about this song, and like, you know, when we play music, you know, we're just like, yeah, you know, so I like that about the band.
Yeah, it's interesting now. I've always been a visual artist,
Yeah.
so it's interesting
Beautiful.
to do music. But, you know, Nirvana guy, he was a visual artist. He wanted to go to art school and just be a painter.
The
Let's-
Doors met in film school.
Scott's
Yeah,
our
they're
producer.
very visual.
I mean,
You
we
know,
all
it's just
produce,
like-
but he's the producer.
I
it's
would
just
say I'm
like
the
they-
producer.
Oh, okay, good. All right, we got this. Fight,
It's
fight,
on now.
fight.
You know, you can have 2 producers. Like, who produced this video interview?
I
That
mean,
was me.
We all did that.
Good
Too.
job.
Good job.
It's-
Here we are.
It's
Are we-
really
are we-
high-end production.
are we-
and I'm proud of you. Jesus Christ.
I know, right? Like, we got all
It doesn't really matter who the producer is. That would be like saying who wears the pants. It's like we all wear pants in this band. Like all 4 of us could be producers. I mean, like it's really like saying who's the manager of artistic services. It's like
It's not even a discussion. Who cares?
Nobody.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know why you had to take offense to it.
I didn't. I just like the truth. Like I'm also
So,
a producer.
It's the truth. That's
That
what
I'm
we're
a producer?
talking about?
Yeah.
So-
I'm a
so
producer
now we're
in
gonna have-
music and
we're
arts.
gonna have like a fight about who's a word that starts with a P.
Well, you're the only one who's upset that we could both be producers. Like I don't.
Fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand what the problem is. They say there's only 1 female producer for every 100 male producers.
Fine, be the producer.
Well, why can't there be
Produce.
two producers?
Produce.
Anyway, so
You did produce a baby.
I did. You also like to say that you made the baby.
Well, I did. I mean, basically.
We're losing people.
So, no, let's talk about being a visual artist and being a musician. You know, Marilyn Manson also makes absinthe paintings. You know, he's an amazing visual artist, and a lot of musicians are visual artists. And so, how is it different being a photographer and being in a band? What's different about visual arts versus live musical arts?
Oh, it feels there's more. You do an art show and you do all this work by yourself, and then you hang it up, and people come for the opening show, and it's fabulous, and it's just you feel like top of the world. And then the next day, it just hangs there for 30 days, and nobody goes to see it, and you're just like, But when we play music, it's practices are with people. It has this feeling of self-discovery, feeling of being having a purpose.
They're watching it next
Yeah,
door.
yeah, they
It's
are.
so awesome.
Yeah.
I came in, heard you talking.
So no, I think that's actually a really good point. Is that visual art seems kind of lonely to
It's
me.
lonely.
It's not as like you're always telling me I have delusions of grandeur, and I'm like, pull up your delusions of grandeur pants. You're a musician because it's a live art where you have to literally get on stage and show off. Like you can't hang it on a wall and just leave it there. You have
Right.
to constantly be a
Right.
musician. You know.
It's a push, just like this fucking interview.
So, I mean, do you enjoy it more than visual arts?
I would say it's equal. I love what I've done throughout the years, and I still want to continue making beautiful photographs. But yeah, I enjoy it.
I could speak to I had a dance troupe for a brief time for a couple of years in Dallas, Texas, and man, like the fight, the battles we went through to make that happen and get the timing right, and we did some beautiful pieces, and like that collaboration and this collaboration like fulfill me. I love it so much. It's not about like being like necessarily being like a spotlight or focus, but I love what happens when people come together and find a synchronicity, for lack of a better word, at the moment.
Well, I like that you bring up battles. So it's like people like to focus on the fact that Scott and I fight or whatever, but it's like, okay, well, no, I mean, I actually think like, okay, there's fights in any big production. Like there got to be something like you call creative conflict or creative, on a movie set. Or I don't know, like why does everyone expect anything good to be like free of conflict? Like, you know, I'm in AA and they actually teach you how to have conflict and how to make amends. Like that's actually part of being sober.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys are both pushers.
Yeah.
I read something recently that on the set of The Shining, like Stanley Kubrick told all the actors and people on the crew, I want you to alienate the actress who played the wife, Shelley Duvall.
Shelley.
Yeah, and I want you, don't talk to her, don't be nice to her. People thought it was cruel at the time, but he said it helped to draw out the performance he wanted.
That makes sense. Wow.
It was like he wanted her to feel hopeless. He wanted her to feel alienated.
Desperate.
And he wanted that to...
Wow.
That's, yeah.
I mean, I guess you could ask the question is like, when is it worth it? Like, when isn't it worth it? Like, was that worth it to her to do that?
She said it was hell.
I bet it was brutal.
But she's probably happy she did it today, collecting a nice royalty check from the show.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, after she did a role after that on Popeye, and then
that's
she
right.
disappeared,
She was
like a
great
lot
in
of
that.
actors.
It was probably hard, actually. It probably took a toll on her, I would imagine. Like that kind of push.
sure.
That's a different
Long
though.
hours of shooting.
Yeah, acting is such another whole ball game.
Yeah.
Well, we're acting right now.
Are we?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think we're being who we are.
Well, I'm acting like I get along with her.
Oh,
Yeah. Good.
so I actually, one of the
Got a lot
reasons I
of
love
talent.
working with
Yeah,
Scott.
Thanks, right? That's a good
You did a
act,
great
right?
job.
All right. Yes.
Except that you really love her, so it's fine.
I do love her.
We're a family band.
Well, one of the things about bands is like they break up a lot. Like so
Got
when
cigarettes.
when you ask me like why do I like working with this band, we are
I'm
literally
gonna hold it back
unable
here.
to break up because Scott and I have a baby
Don't tell
together.
me now.
So it's like we're not going to break up anyway. So we can do all the creative
Chris wants one too.
like we can do all the creative moments and like know that we're not going to break up. So it actually is a better band than the next band that never has a fight and then one day they fight and they
Well-
break up. I mean,
Yeah, we don't break up.
yeah.
We're never going to break up.
We smoke a cigarette I want some kickback from the tobacco lobbyists. Yeah.
Give Chris a cigarette.
All right, fine.
Good one.
You guys are going to teach the young people how to smoke.
Are there young people?
No, I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
My station is an R-rated place.
I don't know.
We're an adult
Yeah.
entertainment place.
Angeline's watching next door.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, she's-
warning.
she's
there's
never seen a
cussing
cigarette.
gonna happen.
No.
So, do you guys think that being in a band is challenging?
Oh, I've been in many bands, and being in a band is very challenging.
Every time?
Every time, because no one musician sees music the exact same way. We all have sort of in our minds our own, like,
Right.
You
And
know-
my way's the right way.
right. Well,
That's just where we're at.
right. It's like the question, like, who do you like better, the Stones or the Beatles? You might like both bands, but you like one more than the other. Everyone you ask that question, no one will say, "Oh, I like them equally." It's like you like one better than the other. It's just I've asked people that question a lot of times. Sometimes you might not like either one, or might not like one of them, but you have an opinion on that. People just see it differently. Some people, think.
And isn't art always that way? I mean,
No.
it's like people don't talk about music as being art as much as they talk about paintings and printmaking and all these art forms that you hang on a wall as being art, and then music is just being music. But it is an art form, and everybody sees it differently. Like, I don't care about listening to frickin' Morrissey at Another Day in My Life, which she played this morning, and I was like, oh my god, I really
There's a
don't
light
like
that never
this
goes
guy.
out.
Every day
Oh God,
is
stop
like
it.
Sunday.
No Morrissey.
No, I lost a very dear friend today. Rest in peace, Jill Rusko.
I'm in the
And
seaside
and it-
town.
But that's the thing about music; it moves you, right? Like you don't have to like what I like. We like a lot of the same things.
So I worked for Morrissey at Edgefield, and he had a thing. He says, like, if I smell any meat burning on the grill, anywhere in the Edgefield, I don't play, and you pay me $10,000. It's in the contract.
Right.
So there was no bacon that day.
So him and Madonna
Well, I
are probably
think-
really good friends.
Maybe
Yeah.
I think
They don't like
like
meat.
I
They
think
don't like
the
meat.
thing
they go
about
shopping together. Yeah.
well, I think the thing about music is that music is an art form that outside of movies that have everything, visual, music, dialogue, but music on its own, like you can lay in your bed and a song will come on and you'll remember a memory when you were 7 years old that wasn't even accessible to you. Like you never even knew you had that memory until you heard this song. Cats in the Cradle is for me, and I hear that song and I remember being in my room and wondering about my relationship with my father, and there's just something about music that all over the world it is the thing that puts humanity together. If you're in India and it's discordant against sitar or some shit, but the people there relate to it and they like remember it, and they'll remember that same fucking song for the rest of their lives, and when it comes up it's powerful. And so I like doing this because when I hear our songs I like them. So it's like, it's fun to listen to, and they also have lots of memories for me, just as, the music I like have memories to me.
I love No Junk. I play that song a lot. Like I'll be like, what song? No Junk.
Yeah.
And that's just our first one we're releasing. That's the only one that's really out there right now.
Yeah.
To expand on your question, I think there's always a challenge in any band when, as you evolve, it becomes, it maybe starts as just like a fun project, friends, hanging out, playing in the studio. But then when you try and take it to another level, and then it becomes more of a business, you try and, become more ambitious. Then there's like a lot of logistical things you have to work together on, like whether it's getting to the studio or,
Or adding
show.
drums,
Yeah,
or
it's- it
moving the
becomes more
music
challenging.
forward.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
every band, like everybody, it seems like people seem to think, I don't like their new stuff. Then when it's 4 years back, they're like, oh, I love that shit, but I don't like their new stuff. It's like, but if you don't evolve, like if U2 doesn't make Zootopia, like, which is the worst album ever.
It's fine.
Like,
But
but
I
they
like
did
it.
it.
But I
They
like it.
did it. They just made a wacky ass album just in the middle of their career because they wanted to experiment, and so that's, I think, music, you have to evolve as an artist in any field. You have to evolve all the time, and so, we're in the beginning stages of evolving. Like we got some basic
We're leveling up.
ideas. But yeah, this band's gonna get better, and there will be more beats and complexity to it. But the words are there,
Stick
the
out.
lyrics are there, and the
melodies.
structure's there, and now it's
Well, so I'm reading books on leadership right now, and like talking about production. There's different kinds of leaders. Like there's transformational leaders, authoritarian leaders, and I think when you're in a band, you have to be a transformational.
leaders.
Yeah.
You have to be a transformational
Right
leader
back
because
here.
you have to transform with the band and where they're at
Valid
the
moment.
moment. Like what you're producing or what you're doing at any given moment depends on where the band's at. Like once they become a business, once they become monetized, then it's a different style of leadership that you have to do. And like then let's talk about going into the
Well,
studio
do
with
you
Billy
feel-
Anderson. How was that experience?
Well, do you feel like
All right,
your like the band to you is a monetization?
No.
No, I lose money off music. I
No,
never
no,
try to
we're
make
not
money
making
off
any
No.
money.
Okay, I just wanted to make.
Yeah,
I just
no,
wanted
no.
to be
Dude,
clear
we're
because
not
I'm not
like
in
that.
this for the money.
Well,
I'm
no,
in
but
this
Chris
for
was
the
just
heart.
saying. Chris was
felt-
just saying that once a band becomes monetized, you have to deal with it
Well,
differently.
there's a music business aspect to it.
Yeah.
That you can't ignore just how much things cost.
Yeah.
Time, effort.
Do you get into merchandising? And it seems like you guys, Angeline,
We got a nice
came
logo.
up with a logo,
Yeah,
so
we had Jeff Pollard
paves the way.
designed it or she designed it. He interpreted it and made it beautiful. Love it.
So let's talk about going into the studio. What was that like? We
Rushed.
recorded like 7 songs
It was
in one
challenging.
day.
It was
It was
challenging.
rushed.
It was
It
all
was
one.
rushed.
I mean,
we weren't prepared, but
I
we
think
did
we
get
were as
some
prepared as we
recorders.
could be.
in the moment. Yeah, for sure.
Like you could prepare for 6 months to go to the studio.
yeah.
It's just too long.
It was really
And we-
excellent going
and-
to the hallowed halls and playing through some great
and he
equipment.
was
Billy
amazing.
was
He did a great job.
extremely talented.
Yeah, definitely.
Great working with him. Wish I could have done more.
Yeah, but that was our
But-
first time around, so you
And
know.
we ran out of
And
time.
well, and we wanted to lay down as many tracks as we could, even though they were super raw, but that's gonna help us build for our future. So, because we're not stopping.
Yeah, I mean, we got, I think, 6 good songs out of that. And, like, yeah, they could be worked on more. They could, like, the solos could be, ramped up or whatever. But at least now, like, the crowd can hear what we were working on for the last 2 years. You know what I mean? So, I think as one of the things that was bothering me is, like, we'd done all this work. Can you guys stop having marriage tiffs right now?
Oh, you want to have a tiff? Because
Oh.
I'm ready.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're
He
already
wants to
ready to
fight.
have a fight?
Yeah.
wants to
I
fight.
thought we were gonna do the outside
Wrestling,
of the
right?
Viper room, get in a fight,
Yeah.
Outrageous
cops come,
wrestling.
all of a sudden River Cats is on the LA Times.
Yeah.
Got
Oh, we
in a
can be
fight
on
outside
Busted.
of the
We
Viper
can be
room.
on Busted
Dude,
magazine.
one of my friends in LA, we were like, hey man, we need to like stage a fight outside the Viper room and make you famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some people like that.
We don't really
Young
have to stage
people
a
don't
fight.
even know what the Viper room is anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
So.
And we don't really have to stage fights because it's like they're real.
Dude, you were screaming.
I was screaming because you were just
You
laissez-faire, like poking
just
around,
screamed.
kicking your butt before the
Yeah.
interview.
You're a screamer.
Well,
All right, that didn't sound right. But you do yell at me a lot.
well, at least I'll make an imprint. Like when I expire, you won't get yelled at by me anymore. I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, I'll miss it.
I know. See? Who else is gonna be like, get your coffee? You're going on air in 30 minutes. Blah blah. It's hard to wrangle these bitches. So.
It's hard to make you calm.
Okay, Scott, my mom might be listening. Stop.
Well, this is an R-rated channel. My channel's
Yeah.
R-rated. You can
Yeah.
actually be as R-rated as you want, for my crew.
Is there an actual rating
No.
for Facebook?
Well, no, I
No,
actually
but you
tell
like to
my
warn
crowd that
people.
it's R-rated
Sure.
because, like, we had
Yeah.
this teacher at the Moyer Press the
You
other
get
day, and he
removed.
swore
Yeah.
like 40 times during class, and I was just like, "Yep, this is an adult show. Like, swear on, brother. Like, I don't try to."
All right, well, I think we've covered everything. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Well, we have 17 minutes left on our interview.
Oh,
17 minutes?
Yeah, you can ask a question.
Why 17 minutes?
Right,
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
Well, because I scheduled an hour for the interview, so that
Yeah.
was me.
And I can't
Right.
even like respond to people. Like my phone's way over there. So like I would love to thank you for whoever tuned in and checked us out for a minute. You know, that's super cool.
We're phoning it in.
Yeah.
So what? I want to know what it's like to live on the river.
I know, right? Okay.
I mean, why are we called
Right.
the River Cats?
Okay, we live on a floating home on the Columbia River in Portland, Oregon. And it's a little gloomy today, so we got the window closed back here. But another time, we might like to have the river in the background. And it just, it's a really raw energy down here.
Yeah, it's raining, so
Yeah,
it wouldn't work
yeah.
maybe today.
I've lived down here for, four and a half years. And coming from Fort Worth, Texas, and moving up here, and then meeting Scott, and living on the river. I mean, like it's a different way.
Well,
of
how is
life.
it different than living on land?
Well, the thing about living on the river, it's interesting. It's as you stand on the boat and you sleep on the boat, the mighty Columbia, which is pretty much the Snake River coming from the Rocky Mountains, this water's running underneath you, and it has this feeling that I can't describe, but I can't also leave. I tried to live on land with that one, but I always end up back here, and it's a pain in the ass. You gotta carry your shit up the ramp, and you gotta carry your shit back down the ramp, and but there's something about waking up to just these beautiful,
The view
like
never
you can
disappoints.
see the sunrise all the way to the horizon because there's no houses around you, and we're all at the end of the slips. There's no neighbors, and it inspires me and it makes me happy. I guess I just love it down here.
Yeah.
It's a shanty with $1 million view.
You see a lot of cool animals here.
The wildlife
all
is
the
great.
river wildlife and all the different birds.
And the cats love it.
Ospreys and
Yeah,
ducks and geese.
I can hear the sea lions.
Sea lions.
right now.
Arr. Yeah.
So what's in the future for the River Cats?
Beats.
You be nicer to me.
Beat
Well,
beat each other up.
That's
Beat,
gonna really
beat,
depend on
beat,
how you behave.
beat.
Fair enough.
It's like, can you be nice to a problem child? I don't know, for a certain amount of time.
Oh, of course you're nice to the problem child. Jesus. See, you're the mean one.
So now
You're
well,
even
what-
asking if you should be nice to a problem child,
nice
which
to
means
both of
you
you.
actually don't even have the comprehension to be nice to the problem child.
we're nice to Chris and I are nice to both of you problem
Yeah.
children.
We're the nice ones.
I am a spirited child,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, Andy was like, "Why don't you and Chris fight?" And we're like, "But you guys got it covered. Like, don't need to."
Fair enough.
I could have, you should have seen us during our divorce fighting on the street.
They don't want to see that.
No.
It was a brutal divorce. In fact, we couldn't go to court because they couldn't have handled us in the courtroom. Like, we would have
Oh,
been
Jesus.
both in jail.
Yeah,
We weren't
there would
married.
have been a lot of gaveling. Order in the court here.
Yeah.
Can you be best friends with somebody and fight with them?
Of course.
Not according to Keith Richards.
Okay.
Keith Richards was asked that. He was just like, it's like, me and Mick are not friends. It's just like, we don't hang out, we don't everything, but we are brothers. And brothers fight. Best friends hang out and have a good time,
Yeah.
but brothers fight.
Interesting.
Well, I guess that's what we are.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Brothers.
I'm definitely the man in this relationship.
Oh.
I'm not saying Keith's, right about that, but...
But he did say
That's
it.
what he said.
That's what he said.
But we hang out and play Scrabble sometimes.
Okay, so you guys are friends.
Yeah.
That's
And
Oh,
dominoes.
we were friends
And
for a little bit.
dominoes.
Yeah.
Drop, drop, drop,
Yeah.
drop. Dominoes.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make a Domino's vid.
Yeah, we wrote a song about playing
Is
dominoes.
that coming up?
Yeah, I mean,
it's later down. It's a little bit.
with
We got
your-
a couple songs
with your
before that.
brother, if you have a fight with your brother, you don't just break up with your brother. You're not just like, you're not my
Right.
brother anymore.
Exactly.
Like you just
Yeah,
can't.
but if you don't
break
want
up.
their junk, you do break up with them.
Well, or you just say
'Cause I
you
had to
keep
break
your
up with my
junk over
sister.
there and I keep my junk over here. It's like you can with your brother, you can be like put a line in the side of in the middle of the room and be like, your junk's over there, my junk's over
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
try, but you push your junk on me, and I can't fucking.
there. I'm gonna
do
throw my
anything.
junk on your head.
Yeah. I mean, after this, she's gonna yell at me. I know it.
I'm gonna smash your face with some junk.
No, I did everything she asked of me, so she won't yell at me today.
That's true. I won't yell because we got the interview done. I was yelling at you because you were like,
Getting
you're
it
like,
done.
I'm on.
Yeah, see, this is what she does.
So no, but really, you guys,
Annoying.
what's in the future for the River Cats?
More of
More
this.
songs. We're actually Chris and
We have some more songs.
Tony and
we're
I
working
have
on.
been working on some songs. You've been absent, so we got
She's been busy.
a couple. Yeah, she's busy. Yeah, busy.
Well, I come down every time you invite me.
Yeah. Absence is a strong word.
Well, what are we gonna?
I texted you to tell you were outrageous, and I didn't hear back from you for 2 days.
He didn't
That's
like
'cause
the
he-
definition of outrageous. It made him feel bad.
Yeah. And then I had to deal with these
'Cause it
two
means
talking
angry.
about it, and
No.
then they told me all these things about me, and it was like, dude, why?
Haven't you heard of like Seinfeld being outrageous? Like, do you like Seinfeld?
No.
I love
I do.
Seinfeld. Like, who else is outrageous in show business? Like Gallagher is outrageous.
I'll smash a watermelon on your head.
See?
That's great.
See,
Andrew
you're
Dice Plays
outrageous.
Just smash a watermelon right on your head, and then we can have band practice. Sounds great.
See, he's outrageous. That's why I like you. I was saying that's why I like you because like people wonder, like when I get in trouble in show business, it's usually because I'm being outrageous. Like they call me Macho Man Andy Savage. I mean, come on, have you seen Macho Man Randy Savage? That guy's outrageous. I mean, like it makes great show business. So I actually like you because I mean, as much as we
So
fight or
can
whatever,
we
it's
play
like,
in a wrestling ring?
ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like a cage.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Next time WWE comes out, let's talk to John Edwards. Like, my band's
Can
gonna
we
play in
open?
the
We're
ring.
gonna do.
Yeah, just
Talk to the
during
tour
break.
manager, make a mix
Yeah,
it,
yeah, just during the break, we
Yeah.
need 20 minutes in the
Sure.
ring, man. We'll just
Right.
like and set our shit up real quick and like do this.
So I heard a
And
quote
then
about
Andy's gonna beat the fuck out of the biggest wrestler you got. Stay-
Right. Yeah. No, she's in charge of wrestling. Yeah, she'll do the wrestling.
So I actually heard a quote the other day when I'm reading my leadership book. It said, "A champion is not only a champion in the ring, that's only where they get acknowledged." So it's like we're champions all the time, but when we get in the ring that day, we'll be recognized for being the champions of Portland music. No, I don't know. It's not a contest.
Yeah, we're in competition with Portugal the Man.
We're in competition. What is that band? The Flamingos. Pink Flamingo?
Pink Martini.
Pink Martino.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
amazing.
they're another
though. Come
Portland
on,
band.
Come on.
Yeah, they play
played,
a lot.
They played in Dallas the other night. A friend of mine went. I was like,
They
I've
gig
set
a
up.
lot.
I've set up their show a few times. They're really nice people, and it's
These
super
three,
talented.
these three are stagehands. They're usually behind the scenes, and in this band, they're on the stage. So that's a little weird.
We call it the talent.
Yeah.
Oh.
Today we're the talent.
Yeah, we're the talent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, set
if
up
you're a
shit,
stagehand,
but
don't
that's-
talk to
That's
us.
the talent.
Yeah.
Don't
I don't know
talk
how
to
we're
us.
even
Don't
talking
talk
to each other.
the talent.
How are
No.
we even talking to each
Yeah,
other?
we're
Are
not
we
even allowed
Right.
to talk to each other. We're the talent.
Do you got your craft services?
Not not
No.
today. We did do coffee though.
No, we did call
Wait, what else would be in craft services?
M&Ms
Cheese.
I mean,
and
Bacon.
string cheese.
Cheese. It doesn't have to be string
Sometimes
cheese.
some hard-boiled eggs if you're lucky.
I
Some
might need
bagels.
a fresh pair of socks, but that's not really
Donuts.
craft services.
A lot of donuts, which are
Uh,
horrible. Horrible.
You know what? My craft services it can smell like meat, and that's okay.
are cigarettes craft services?
Sure,
No.
they could be.
No, you don't.
think you
put
should bring your
cigarettes.
own.
But in the old days, they used to have a bowl with cigarettes on the
the
craft
80s.
services
Yeah,
table.
so it
yeah.
has been.
Yeah. Yeah.
A bowl
Yeah,
of
they had a
cigarettes. I
bowl
love
of
that.
just loose cigarettes. You could just pick one up, and there'd
Yeah.
be matches and stuff. Like, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
that
live in
happened.
Oregon, so
I'm
like
showing
it could
my
be
age
anything.
now.
Yeah.
In Oregon, we can have craft services, whatever we want.
So in the future of the River Cats,
That's true.
in the future of the River Cats, do you see us playing more shows?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we're
Sure.
gonna play shows.
Yes, we're gonna
Yeah,
play
this
some shows.
summer will be.
Cool.
We'll try to.
We'll try to
book
get a couple.
shows. Test our stuff out live.
Yeah.
We need some beats, but
I think
yeah.
the Kenton Club would make a lot of sense just because it would probably be a friendly audience and you guys have a lot of friends.
The
Andy.
Snug.
The Snug, yeah. Didn't you used to work there?
No,
Oh, okay.
It's
no,
new.
she has a friend
Oh.
that started
Runs
it.
it. helps run it.
Well, let's talk about Ken Club and the song Domino. What's up with the song Domino?
Okay, so Andy and I wrote this song as a joke, and it is kind of
During
a
a
joke.
fight.
What?
Well, we're always.
I think we've
fighting.
established that we fight. Everyone
Yeah,
knows that we
yeah,
fight.
like, that's, of
My
course
bad.
that happened. But we just.
Oh my God,
ripped
Laura's
out-
here and she's played trivia at
Wow.
the Snug.
Okay.
There's
Hi.
Laura. Right there.
And yeah, we thought we'd make the most hilarious song about playing dominoes because at that time she was still recovering from her illness and she was playing dominoes every day at this bar. And I just thought it was kind of funny. I was glad she was recovering, but also it was just like, what are you doing? Playing dominoes every day. And so I thought it was ridiculous. So I wrote a ridiculous song about a woman that plays dominoes every day, all the time. And so we made this silly song, Dominoes. I mean, it's some people like it. I don't know. It's kind of funny to me. I don't know.
I love Domino.
It's a goofball.
Dun,
song.
dun, 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 dun.
Why don't you get it? You want to get on the piano
Just
for a
need some
second?
trumpet.
Sure, I'll play some dominoes.
All right.
All right, here we
All
go.
right.
All right. All right, let's see. All right.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Are you gonna riff on Domino?
Maybe not. I don't know.
Say,
Well, the snow.
say heard about this game people play at the bar when the day drink and they decide to play some dominoes. Some dominoes. I knew this girl, man, she could play 2-3 hours of her day playing dominoes. Dominoes. So then I got to thinking, what is
Yeah.
all about?
That's a little domino for you.
She looked at me with those bright white eyes. I looked at her and I thought, will you be my prize? Be my one and only last domino. Put you in my pocket and I'll take you home. You're my last domino.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just about the fact that Andy was recovering and playing dominoes all the time at the bar, but it was also an idea of like the loss of Jesus Christ. What are you doing?
I'm just hugging you.
Oh. Affection. I haven't had any affection from you in like years. It was the nicest
Dude,
thing.
Laurel likes her feeling in jam. She likes domino. She plays upwards. Yeah, Laurel's awesome.
Hey, Carrie. Hey, Wendy. Aw.
So, well, you guys, we have 3 minutes. Is there anything else you want to talk about in this last 3 minutes? I think this has been a great conversation, honestly. I feel like we moved a mountain here.
I appreciate that you feel like you moved to mountain.
Yeah. Well, finally, the ultra Leo gets to talk.
The thing is if Andy decides she wants to do something, then we just all have to follow in suit. And
That's
there's
why I'm
nothing
the
we can do
producer,
about it.
bitches.
That's right.
No,
No, that's not
Chris
right.
and I have been fucking working our asses off, and we were supposed to sleep in today, but she made us get up for this, and I wasn't happy about it. But I'm glad we did it.
Oh, did
Good
you have
time.
to sleep in?
No.
Oh.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Happy
lifted
Sunday.
anything and carried
Thanks for
it down a
tuning in.
hallway?
Yeah, like
Ever.
I lift your
Ever.
spirit
Right,
and
you're-
carried it into this room.
You're
for
boring
the-
people now. Just kidding.
Well, anyways, thanks for listening to the
Yeah.
River Cats. I'm really happy
All right,
to
bye.
have
Yeah.
introduced you to the Moira Press band. These are my treasured friends and musicians, and we will be entertaining you
Yeah.
with videos very
right.
soon. Have a great Sunday. Bye, Laurel. Thanks for being with us.